Hello my battalion and viewers, I'm the Knight of Arcane, and today we'll be looking at round 6 of the Danganronpa Ultimate Swaps, as voted on by Patreon. These technically got done a little late because of weather and my body and stuff, but when I finally got to work on them, these came out really good, and I'm really proud of how they look. Definitely going to be part of the Best of Knight of Arcane playlist. Anyways, let's check out our ultimate swaps, shall we? There's been waves of good luck and bad luck through the life of Sakura Ogami. Born the only child to a family of martial artists of the Ogami Dojo, she couldn't develop the muscles or technique of her family's legacy, leading the clan to fear for the dojo's future. But their luck turned when Sakura became friends with a promising boy named Kenshiro, bringing the young street fighter home to be trained by her father. People started to notice how lucky and unlucky her life would be. One day finding a good amount of money on the ground, but then the next day having to use it all to replace a school uniform that got stolen. It was believed her luck only affected her, as no one else in the Ogami family got hit with the same levels of luck Sakura had. However, she blames her luck on what happened to Kenshiro. Through the years, the young boy grew up alongside Sakura, and they became close, really close. With her family believing they'll be dating soon, and Kenshiro will then marry into the family to help pass on the Ogami Dojo's technique and legacy. But near the end of middle school, Kenshiro was in a tournament with the boy that would become the ultimate martial artist. With some believing this fight was what made Hope's Peak Academy decide who they'd invite as an ultimate. The fight was fierce, and while Kenshiro left a permanent mark on his opponent, he was knocked out cold by the other fighter. The boy was rushed to the emergency room, where it was revealed the injury put him into a coma, one the doctors weren't sure when he'd wake up from. Sakura was beside herself in grief, blaming herself and her luck for putting her best friend into the hospital. But she soon got good news. Besides her family winning a huge amount of money through a lottery, more than enough to also help with Kenshiro's medical bills, Sakura herself was randomly chosen by Hope's Peak Academy to be their ultimate lucky student for Class 78. Sakura Ogami thought her luck in life was getting better before it made a hard turn. It's quite unlucky to find oneself in a killing game, and now the ultimate lucky student will have to rely on more than just her luck to survive this, while also counteracting the bad luck Sakura Ogami knows she'll have to face here too. For my design of Sakura, I did look a little bit at her, I think it's a beta design, where they have her have like no muscles, very thin, but for some reason also is very pale skin. And while I use that design to help figure out her body, arms, and legs and head shape, I still kept with the tan skin she has in the game, because why would I change it? Her hair is probably still pretty similar. I don't know, I just really like this very strand-like stuff. It's just really cool and helps with the silhouette. I'd say she's still very tall, probably still as tall as she is in the game, just without the muscle. Though there's still like a little bit of like muscle and fat in the legs. And you could probably say that's also a little bit about her luck, since some people don't like tall women, and they are wrong. And then the outfit, I just try to do something very simple, everyday thing, since she's not a martial artist. In a way, I was inspired by both Makoto's outfit and Takumi's outfit in the 100 line, having like some sort of jacket that almost makes me think of a Letterman, or at the very least how I designed it, almost looking like a Letterman, over a hoodie. And then also gave her a skirt because I just liked the look with it and felt like it worked. I don't know, still had a skirt in my head. And think the outfit just is a really good outfit. In the lore, I still kept that she's part of a martial arts family. Just her luck didn't make her be able to be a martial artist. Though she still meets Kenshiro and definitely has some feelings for him. But he gets beat up by this universe's ultimate martial artist. Overall, I just really love this ultimate lucky student Sakura design, and I hope a lot of people also enjoy it. This weekly video was voted on by the patrons over on Patreon, who, starting at $3 a month, can vote on monthly and weekly art polls like this one, get early access to content, and get monthly art rewards, starting with character headshots. So if you can, head over to Patreon to become a patron today. Every little bit helps. Anyways, now back to the video. Martial artists strive to form a balance in their body and mind to help them live and grow stronger every day. But practicing it can help improve one's life immensely. Makoto Nagi knew this when his family decided to enroll him and his sister Komaru in martial arts classes when they were very young. He was a natural when it came to the training, picking it up easily and easier than Komaru, but she found her own style that worked for her. Makoto became the best in his class, even able to beat older and bigger students there, and started to participate in tournaments for great prizes that helped his family, along with giving him and Komaru a fun childhood, like when he won tickets to one of the best amusement parks in the country. He still had a few losses and some tough matches, with quite a few scars appearing on his body due to simple accidents in the ring, and from a few that had cheated to get to the top, but lost when facing a true martial artist. Makoto saw his life as pretty simple, and quite peaceful even with his talent. As he practiced daily meditation to help keep calm and find his center, though he also started to go around not wearing shoes and socks, and dressed like he was some sort of anime or fighting game character. But some thought he was doing it for the fans he was starting to get. In middle school, he found someone that would become very important to him. A friend who really needed someone like him at that time. It was after he helped a lost crane out of the school while he was practicing his own crane stance that Sayaka Mizono showed herself. The two grew close, with the humble Makoto declining all her offers to see his future, since he didn't want to know if he'd win or lose, or how to counter the losses. If he lost, he lost. If he won, he won. It was simple as that in his eyes. Though Sayaka feared heavily for him during a big match near the end of middle school. She saw that someone would fall into a deep sleep, someone would be scarred, and someone would be changed by the match. And while she was relieved when Makoto won, she was worried about his opponent and his scar, and wondered who was the one changed by this event. The match itself seemed to decide Hupspeak Academy's choice for the ultimate martial artist, and Makoto would join his friend at the academy. However, his entire class now finds themselves in a killing game, with distress high and it being hard to tell if you can even rely on any friends and family in the game with you. It would be pretty hard for someone to kill the ultimate martial artist, but that same logic means it's also pretty easy for Makoto Nagi to kill. Honestly, it wasn't that hard to design ultimate martial artist Makoto. My first thought was to get some inspiration from Makoto from Street Fighter, which you do kind of see with the bandana around his necktie design. But I also looked at Liu Kang from Mortal Kombat, who was the inspiration for his pants and arm braces. Kind of also the headband, but that can also be a reference to Ryu, so. The bandages on the neck and arms were just interesting details to have, and I knew I wanted to put some scars on him since Sakura's original design had scars. But I also decided to put one in the middle of his chest as a reference to Sagat from Street Fighter. Just a cool design thing I thought would be neat to have. I went shirtless because, again, since I was partially inspired by Liu Kang, he didn't really wear a shirt for a long time, and just thought it would make sense. He probably gets into a lot of trouble for not wearing a shirt, especially since he also doesn't have any shoes on. That's also partially inspired by Sakura, but she also had bandages on her legs. And of course also put him into like a fighting stance because it made sense, since he's a fighter. I pretty much went with classic Makoto colors, making the pants green and this blackish brown color, making the neck bandana green while the head bandana red. And then also using some like golds and blues in like the bracers and belt. With the belt also kind of being a different nod to Mortal Kombat because of like just the logo and being similar colors to that. Like we saw in the Sayaka video, they still have a connection, and it's still the crane, but I thought it would just be funny because of him doing the crane stance. The crane decided it was, safe enough to join them. And like it was shown in the Sakura section, he fought Kenshiro, won, but also put him into a coma, so there's going to be some tension with him and Sakura. An idea I kind of have for this story is that Makoto is a killer, but maybe the reward for the killer is that they can save one person alongside them. So, he's doing it to, save him and Sayaka. But Sayaka's, fortune-telling allows her to see what he's going to do. She tries to stop him, but she's too late. So in the end, she tries to help him cover it up. Though she's, extremely guilty about it, and they get found out. Makoto is still going to be the only one that would die in this situation, in my opinion. I extremely enjoyed this design for Makoto as an ultimate martial artist, and I believe some people will also like this too. And that was the Danganronpa Ultimate Swaps Round 6. Just 2 more, and then I also have to start working on the compilation and the bonus art that will be shown in that. So if you want to see round 7 and 8 happen sooner, and be able to see this bonus art I'm talking about when it's done, then head over to Patreon to join and to vote on the next poll. Let me know in the comments what you think of these designs, and if you liked what you saw, then leave a like, and subscribe to join our growing little Arcane town, to be in the know for future videos, updates, and events. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Later!